What? Asuka, are you serious?
I'm sorry I made you wait for so long, Himari. I was being a coward. Thank you for being so patient with me these past 2 years. But I finally realized that I really want to be with you for the rest of my life. If you're happy with a guy like me, would you please marry me?
I'm so happy. Of course I will, Asuka. I love you so much. I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together. My name is Himari. I'm 24 years old and I'm currently employed as an office worker. When I was 10 years old, my mother abandoned me and my little sister, Aoi. Our father had already run off with another woman, so we were left to fend for ourselves. We had nowhere else to go and nobody to help us. But just when we were starting to lose hope, we were saved by Asuka. At first, we thought he was pretty scary because of the scar on his face, but he soon proved otherwise. He paid off the gas and electricity bills that had piled up for our parents' apartment, and he moved in with us so that he could make us our meals and take care of the housework. He even contacted our school to explain what had happened to us and to announce that he'd become our guardian. Due to the shock of our mother leaving us, my little sister had been unable to speak. No matter what I did, she wouldn't open her mouth for me, but Asuka was the one that took her to the hospital to have her looked at, and he was the one that coaxed the words out of her. Years later, we were still living happily together with Asuka in the apartment our parents had left us in. In that entire time, our parents had never come to check on us, and we never expected that we would see either of them again. But one day, when I was in high school, our father suddenly reappeared at our front door. He must not have realized that I was one of the daughters he had abandoned years before because he tried to force himself on me. I would have been attacked by my own father if Asuka hadn't come to stop him. Asuka was like a hero to my sister and I. He was always there to help us when we needed him. He was selfless, patient, and strong. We respected him a lot, but for me, that respect turned to love. When I graduated from college, I summoned up the courage to tell him how I felt. I couldn't just see him as a father figure anymore. He was 12 years older than I was, and he had only thought of me as a daughter up until now, so I knew that he couldn't see me as a woman straight away, but I wanted him to look at me differently. When I told him how I felt about him, he was sincere and didn't laugh away my feelings. He told me that he wanted me to find someone that would take care of me and treat me right. Someone that I could trust and who would love me. But the only person that ticked all of those boxes was the man sitting right in front of me. I couldn't give up my love for Asuka. The only thing I could do was to find work and show him that I wasn't a child anymore and that I was an independent woman. My little sister supported me wholeheartedly and was excited about the possibility of me and Asuka getting married. I knew it! I always thought you had a thing for Asuka, and I've always wanted you guys to get married. That way we would actually be a real family too. You're both my favorite people, and I want you to be happy, so do your best! She was so excited she even promised to cooperate whenever she could, getting me and Asuka together. The truth was, I had realized I had feelings for Asuka a few years ago, but I never thought that Aoi had noticed too. When I was in the 11th grade, studying for my college entrance exams, my little sister was in the 5th grade, thinking about which middle school she wanted to go to. One day, she came to me and Asuka, asking for her advice. Asuka, Himari, I have something I want to talk to you about. What's the matter? You seem so serious.
Did something happen at school? You know you could tell us anything, right?
No, it's nothing bad. You worry too much, Asuka. One of my teachers told me that my grades are really good, and she suggested that I should aim for a school that's out of state. It's a bit far, but it has a dorm and it looks really good. She gave me a pamphlet to show you. The pamphlet she held out to us was one for MoniRobo Academy. It was a school meant for the smartest kids in the country. It was famous for its student-teacher ratio and for the state-of-the-art technology. All the alumni had gone on to lead successful lives, and there was no doubt that it was the best school you could want your kids to attend. I don't even know if I could pass the entrance exams, and the yearly tuition fees are off the charts. So if you say I can't go, I won't. I'll find somewhere else that's close by. I don't know how I feel about being so far away from home anyway.
Don't be an idiot, Aoi. Of course we wouldn't say no. If anything, I'm grateful that your teacher was able to realize your potential. If you want to go, then go.
Asuka's right. You shouldn't waste this chance. You're so smart. You should go to a school that will give you a challenge. We only want what's best for you. But the tuition fees, you saw how expensive they were. Can we really afford that?
It might be the perfect time to tell you about my job. I've never told you what I do, have I?
No, because you've always been so secretive about it. No matter how much we annoyed you, you never gave in.
Ari, when we first met, I started working at several jobs at once so that I could pay the bills and feed you guys. I didn't want to make you worry. At the moment, though, I'm working for Rookie Construction as a site supervisor. It's a pretty good job.
It must be. Rookie Construction is famous. It's one of the biggest construction companies in the country. Why didn't you tell us sooner?
Yeah, one of my seniors worked there. and he helped me get a part-time job with him. On my days off, I was studying to get my qualifications so that I could start working full-time. I've been working as site supervisor for 3 years, and the pay is pretty good. I've already paid off the loan for this apartment, and Himari says that she's going to aim for a scholarship, so you don't have to worry about the tuition fees. If I can't pay for Himari's tuition fees, you've got to let me pay for yours. You just focus on passing your exam.
Thank you, Asuka. You're the best. I won't fail it. Asuka, you're so cool. I think I might have fallen in love with you. Yes, marry her, Asuka.
Don't be stupid. If you really want to get into this academy, you better start studying.
Aoi immersed herself in textbooks and notes to prepare for exams, and at the end of a long battle, she was accepted into MoniRobo Academy with flying colors. She was on her way to her dream school, and we held a party to celebrate her acceptance and to say goodbye. Understandably, Asuka was in tears when it was time for her to go. The academy would continue until the 12th grade, and had a college nearby which most students advanced to. She was going to be living on campus, so we would only be able to see her over the holidays.
Hey, oi! You better come home for the holidays! Summer, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, everything! Come home whenever you can! I'll miss you!
Of course I will, so will you stop crying? You're just like a real dad. You're so embarrassing. Himari, I'm leaving you two alone, so have fun. Don't waste this chance to show him how you feel. You know what I'm talking about. No? What are you talking about? I don't feel anything. Don't be so shy. You should be more honest with yourself. Just like that, Aoi had moved out, beginning a new chapter in her life as a middle schooler. As Asuka and I were left to start living together, just the two of us. Thinking back, when Aoi had first moved out, I still hadn't accepted that I had romantic feelings for Asuka. Those feelings had only grown stronger as we spent more time alone together, and led to me confessing to him once I had graduated from university. But Aoi had noticed. Ever since the day she had moved out, she had been encouraging me in my love for Asuka, way before I'd even confessed to him in college. I couldn't help but think that she had even planned to move out so that she could give me and Asuka space. During our time together, I had seen Asuka as more of a man than a father figure. Naturally, that was probably because Aoi had left, and considering their even larger age gap, Asuka was more prone to doting on her than he was to me. We cooked and ate dinner together, shared the housework, and were at ease with one another. We lived like that for years, until I graduated and let him know how I felt. Getting back to his proposal, it really did take him 2 years after I told him for him to decide that he wanted to be with me. I was patient, and I was rewarded with a, "Will you marry me?" rather than a, "Will you go out with me?" It wasn't typical, but we weren't the typical couple, and our years of living together were enough to tell us what we needed to know about one another. When I told Aoi about her engagement, she was thrilled. Yes, it was worth moving out. I knew you that neither of you would have the courage to realize your feelings or do anything about it unless you were left alone. My plan worked. You sneaky little sister. You planned this all from the start. I wasn't even sure what I felt about him when you were still in the 5th grade. I could tell. You were always gushing about him, and he really is a good person. He deserves you and you deserve him. And now he's my big brother. Yay! Congrats, Himari. Thanks, Aoi. Neither of us have any parents, so we were thinking about just getting the contract signed. We don't have to bother about having a ceremony if we tell people we're married in person. No, I want to see you in a wedding dress. You gotta have a wedding ceremony. I'm gonna tell Asuka that it's worth investing in. Yeah, all right. Pick a day where you can come home and we'll have the ceremony then. I was the happiest person alive. I didn't think that anything could ruin my mood, but I received something in the mail that would change everything. I got a notification from my high school that they would be holding a reunion party. The truth was, I really didn't want to go. Just thinking about who I would see made me feel uncomfortable.
Himari, are you okay? You don't look so good. Did something happen?
Asuka, there's going to be a high school reunion party, and I got an RSVP in the mail.
Reunion party? That sounds great. I had to work after I graduated from middle school, so I've always liked the idea of a reunion party.
Do you think I'll regret it if I don't go? I don't really feel like seeing everyone.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. But, I mean, we'll be, getting, married soon, so maybe if you want to, you could go tell them. If you really want to.
He's so embarrassed. It's so cute. My husband-to-be is so freaking cute. It made me happy that Asuka was looking forward to getting married, and I decided that I would go to the reunion after all. I wanted to let the entire world know that I would be getting married to the love of my life, but that would be the cause of trouble. Hey, how is everyone? Wow, you look so different. I love your hair. It's beautiful. I didn't enjoy my high school life. I didn't have any good memories of my time there, and I wasn't looking forward to the reunion either. The biggest reason was,
well, aren't you, Himari? You haven't changed at all. I can't believe you actually came.
yeah, I thought I'd drop by for a bit. You haven't changed much either.
Did you finally manage to escape from being poor? You're wearing an expensive-looking dress, but it so doesn't suit you.
This woman is Misaki. She's the reason why I hated my high school life. I don't remember having done anything to her, but she's always picked on me. She used to bully me for being a poor orphan, for being thrown away, and liked to joke that people would catch poor germs if they came close to me. She never left me alone and was always looking for a chance to make me miserable. For example, there was one thing that left an impression, or rather a scar on me. I would never be able to forget about it for the rest of my life. I've kept it a secret from Asuka, but before I started liking him, when I was in my first year of high school, I had a boyfriend called Kenta. I had told him about my parents and the situation at home, and he was really understanding. I liked him quite a lot, and I thought he liked me a lot too. We were pretty serious about each other and spent a lot of time at school together, but almost always Misaki would turn up to get in the way.
Kenta, you're really good at math. Can you help me with this homework? I can't do it by myself. When we're done, I'll take you to the arcade.
Misaki was pretty and she was always sweet when she was talking to the boys, so she got on well with Kenta too. I tried to ignore it, telling myself that I only thought of her as a friend, but before I knew it, he was taken away from me.
Hey, Himari, are you up? I have something to tell you. I need to apologize for something I did.
What do you want? I'm busy studying.
The truth is, I stole your boyfriend. Don't cry too much, okay?
What do you mean you stole him? What did you do?
Oh, come on, you can't be that innocent. You know what I mean? We went to a hotel together.
You can't be serious. It's not funny, so stop joking.
I'm not lying to you. We seriously spent the night at a hotel together. We've already been on dates, too.
This really isn't funny, Misaki. Stop messing with me.
I was surprised when I heard that he likes sweet stuff. We've already visited cafes to eat cake together. Oh, and I never knew that he wears glasses. It's cute that he only wears them when he's studying. He has a really unique taste in fashion, too, don't you think? The more I get to know him, the more I like him.
Why do you know all of that? Have you really been going out on dates with him?
I've been telling you, yeah. We've gone out on dates, and we really like each other. And we even spent the night together. He told me he doesn't want to date you anymore.
Are you really being serious? I still can't believe any of this.
I'm being serious. That's why I wanted to apologize. But I couldn't help myself. I liked him too much.
Do you really think apologizing will help? I can't believe you would do that. I knew you enjoyed being horrible to me, but this is too much. What did I ever do to you? What did I do to deserve this?
Don't blame me. He was the one that chose me over you. It just means that he didn't want to go out with a poor girl like you anymore. Anyway, I apologize, so there. Enjoy your last moments with him because he'll come running to me as soon as you've broken up.
Misaki sent me a message to let me know that she had slept with my boyfriend. After that, I had a massive fight with Kenta, and we ended up breaking up. She had ruined my high school life with her bullying, and even ruined one of the few good things I had at school. I spent a lot of time crying at home after that, and both Asuka and Aoi were worried about me, but I was so embarrassed and felt so pathetic that I couldn't bring myself to tell either of them what was wrong. Ever since that incident, I spent the next 2 years of high school shut off from everyone. I didn't speak to my classmates anymore than what was necessary, and made sure to go home as soon as the bell rang. I didn't want to get hurt needlessly ever again, and avoided interacting with anyone I felt I couldn't trust. In that regard, the only man I could trust was Asuka. There was only one reason why I had come to the reunion party, despite having hated my time in high school. I wanted to get revenge on Misaki. I wanted to show her how happy I was and rub it in her face. Guess what? I'm gonna get married soon. How about you? How did things go with Kent after that?
What? You're gonna get married? Who would marry someone like you? You don't have any parents and you have no money. You're lying.
Say what you like. I'm happy and in love. Asuka treats me right and he loves me back. He's strong and kind, and he's the only person in the whole wide world that even tried to help me and my little sister. I'm so happy right now I can finally forget how you treated me in high school.
What did you say? I bet he's an ugly, overweight, poor old man. There's no way a handsome guy would want to marry a girl like you.
Do you want to take a look? I think he's pretty handsome.
So what if he's handsome? He's got a scar on his face. I don't think he's handsome at all. He's not my type either. I'm so not jealous. Just looking at him makes me feel sick. See you.
After seeing my photos of Asuka, she stormed out of the hall and I didn't see her again. I was satisfied that I'd gotten a good reaction from her. It was true that Asuka had a scar, but that didn't ruin his good looks. Misaki was weak for good-looking men, so I knew that my plan to make her jealous had worked. The way she had walked out of the hall just screamed that she was frustrated, and I couldn't help but be pleased with myself. It may have been petty, but I felt a little relieved. My goal had been accomplished, so I decided to leave the reunion party as well. As though he had read my mind, I got a message from Asuka.
Amari! I thought you might be leaving soon, so I came to pick you up. I'm outside, but if you want to spend more time with your classmates, I can wait.
You're amazing! I was literally just about to leave. I'll be outside in a minute.
What can I say? My timing's perfect! I've parked the car close to the entrance, so you'll see me as soon as you come out.
Thank you, you're the best. My mood had reached its peak with Asuka's message. Once I knew that he was waiting for me outside, I couldn't wait to see him. Asuka, I'm sorry I made you wait.
Amari! Hey, is that a friend of yours? Does she need a ride too?
Huh? I didn't bring anyone with me.
It's so good to meet you. I'm Himari's friend, Misaki. I've heard so much about you. You're much more handsome in person.
Ugh, what is she doing here? I thought she already went home. For some reason, Misaki had been following me from behind, but I knew that she was up to no good.
Oh my god, she told me you're good looking and I didn't believe her until she showed me your picture, but I take it back. The photos don't do you justice.
Thanks. That's really nice of you to say.
I heard from Himari that you're gonna get married soon. I'm so jealous. It's so unfair that she's engaged to such a handsome guy. I wish I had someone like you. I'm currently single, so I've been feeling pretty lonely.
Asuka, let's go home. We got stuff to do, right?
Huh? Yeah, sure. Sorry, Misaki. It was nice to meet you, but we gotta get going. Take care.
On the way home with Asuka, I was filled with dread. Misaki had started acting the same way she did when she took Kenta away from me in high school. Just thinking about it made me sick to my stomach, but I couldn't help it. I was traumatized. I trusted Asuka and believed that he would never do anything to betray me, but that wouldn't stop Misaki.
Amari, that dress really suits you. You look beautiful. You said you didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I'm glad I bought it for you.
Asuka, thank you. I'm happy if you're happy. With one sentence from Asuka, all of my negative thoughts had disappeared. I didn't know whether he had realized that I was feeling upset, but either way, he was a sweetheart and I was lucky to have him. I wasn't going to let Misaki ruin that. We were soon busy with preparations for the wedding, and we were enjoying the process together, picking out colors and decorations. Just when I thought everything was going well, Asuka was asked to step in as a site supervisor at a construction site in another state. He would have to be away from home for over a month and would only be able to come back for the weekends.
Sorry this all happened so suddenly. They told me the current supervisor had a family emergency. I know it'll be hard to deal with the wedding plans alone, so let's use the weekends to do what we can.
Don't worry about me. I'll be okay. My job's a lot more flexible than yours, so I'll do what I can by myself. I'll ask you for help when I find something I can't make up my mind on. I'm sure everything will be okay.
I'm sorry. I really do want to prepare it together.
Don't apologize. We're both doing our best. You'll be away from home, so you'll be more tired than I am after work, so you focus on resting yourself. Asuka went on his business trip, and I was left at home to focus on my own work and on planning for the wedding. I was so busy I'd honestly forgotten about Misaki and about what she could be up to. I hadn't heard from her since the reunion party, so I was surprised when I got a notification telling me I had a message from her. My heart sank when I read the contents.
Himari, I'm really sorry. There's something I gotta apologize to you about. I did something horrible.
What is it? I'm really busy preparing for my wedding, so can you make it short?
Himari, I did it again. I saw your fiancé.
Look, you really should stop joking about stuff like that. You've already got a previous offense, so it's really not funny anymore. I know that you slept with Kenta, but Asuka wouldn't do that to me.
I'm not joking. I really did it again. I love him and he loves me back. He doesn't want you anymore, so I'm really sorry.
I don't believe you. Asuka wouldn't betray me.
Then I guess I'll have to prove it to you. I've seen the place he's staying at for his business trip. It's really nice. It looks small from the outside, but the living room is so big and spacious. It shows that he makes a lot of money as a site supervisor. I like that he keeps things nice and tidy too. Oh, and his PJs are so cute. I never expected him to wear that color, but that's what makes him even more lovable.
Again? Why do you know all that? What do you want from me? Why do you always do this to me? I haven't done anything to you.
I couldn't help it. I fell in love with him at first sight, and he told me that he loved me too. This time I'm pretty sure that he's my one true love. You can't blame me for finding my soulmate. That's why you have to forgive me. I'm so sorry, Himari.
The feeling of deja vu was so strong I was nauseous. I had no choice but to think that Misaki was doing the exact same things she did in high school. I wasn't naive enough to believe she could change. I was going to have to relive that nightmare. But I couldn't believe that Asuka would betray me like that. He would never cheat on me, let alone cheat on me with one of my high school classmates. I couldn't imagine him being so irresponsible. He had already proved how honest he was by raising me and my sister without laying a hand on us. He was the only man in the world I could trust. Somehow, Misaki knew about where he lived, what it was like, and had been inside. She had accurately described his pajamas too. I had heard details of the apartment from Asuka over the phone, and I'd seen parts of it when he gave me a room tour over video call. I knew which pajamas he had taken with him, so I knew that Misaki's descriptions weren't mistaken. Could he really have cheated on me? Asuka, what do I do? Who should I trust? I wanted to trust Asuka, but from experience I knew that Misaki would do anything to make me miserable. My own father had abandoned us for another woman. I couldn't be sure that Asuka wouldn't do the same. I decided to ask Aoi for advice. She would probably be able to find a way to figure out the truth. What? What are you talking about? That's impossible! I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's happened before. She did the same thing in high school.
Himari, do you really think Asuka would stab you in the back like that after all these years? Even while we were growing up, he never once brought home a girlfriend because he was focused on raising us.
Yeah, you're right. I know he loves me.
Right? He's only ever had one thing on his mind. Us. In different ways, of course, but he's only ever thought about the best for us. He would never do something that would hurt you. That Misaki woman sounds really suspicious too.
Aoi, thank you for bringing me back to my senses.
Himari, I'll find as much as I can about Misaki, so you should go to Asuka and talk to him. You gotta tell him what's going on, or you might really lose him. I don't think he's done anything, but I think that Misaki's goal is to make you doubt him. Once you start doubting the person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, it's already over.
I don't want to lose him. I won't let Misaki get what she wants.
I know, so do your best. Let's trust Asuka. Don't let Misaki get to you.
Thanks to Aoi's encouragement, I made up my mind to go see Asuka. I left home and got on the train as soon as I could, so I didn't have the time to tell him I was on my way.
Himari? What's wrong? Why are you here so late? I would have picked you up from the station if you had told me you were coming.
He realized straight away that something was off and came closer to me, looking worried. I couldn't think of anything to say that could describe how I was feeling, but after seeing his face and how worried he was about me, I burst into tears. Why? Why does everyone I fall in love with get taken away from me by that woman? What am I supposed to do? How can I make you stay?
What? What are you talking about? Himari, calm down a second. I don't understand what you're talking about.
The feelings I had been bottling up inside came flooding out with my tears.
Wait, I really don't understand. Himari, let's calm down and then talk. I want to understand, but I don't know why you're so upset.
Asuka seemed like he honestly didn't understand what was going on and was even more worried after my outburst. I calmed myself and explained everything that had happened, and even showed him the messages I had gotten from Misaki. Then, after explaining why I was so upset, Asuka had his own questions.
I really don't understand. I've only seen her once. On the day I went to pick you up from the reunion party. I haven't met her since then.
He was confused, even creeped out by the messages I had shown him. He didn't seem panicked or uneasy at all. If you could see emotions, I was pretty sure there would be a massive question mark above his head. But that only confused me too. If he really hadn't seen her since the party, then what was Misaki talking about? But she knew about where you were living and knew what it looked like inside. She even told me what pajamas you were wearing. How could she know all of that?
I don't understand either. I haven't let anyone into this apartment since I got here. Oh, wait.
Asuka suddenly remembered something and led me into the living room. He offered me a seat and went to open a drawer. He looked through it for a few minutes before pulling out a brown A4-size envelope. He sat in front of me, looking worried again.
I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd worry. But the truth is, I've been finding some weird stuff in the mailbox.
Inside the brown envelope were some smaller envelopes, letters, and pictures. There were dozens of them, but the letters were all written in the same handwriting. One look and you'd think that they were love letters. One letter read like this.
You were late getting home last night. You shouldn't work too hard. I don't want you getting ill. We gotta think about having kids after we're married. How many do you want? Personally, I like to have a lot, but I don't mind having just 3 kids if that's what you want. It's tough keeping a relationship a secret, but I can deal with it. As long as I have you, I can deal with anything. I love you. I'm happy just thinking about being with you. I can't wait until that woman is out of the way and we can be together. You don't have to tell me you love me. I know exactly what you think about me. I know that I'm the love of your life. I understand that you're too embarrassed to say it yourself, but it's okay, because I can understand you without having to talk to you. Don't worry, we can be together for the rest of our lives. We'll always, 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 always be together. Forever, for eternity.
The pictures were of Asuka, but they were clearly taken from a distance, as though he had been followed by the paparazzi. Some showed him in his suit on his way to work, but others showed him in his pajamas. What scared me was that the latter had been taken from outside a window. It was all proof that Asuka was the victim of a stalker, and I felt a shiver run down my spine as I looked through the things I laid out on the table. Why? Why didn't you tell me this was happening? You're being stalked!
I'm a guy. It's the first time something like this has ever happened to me. I didn't know what to do, or even if I should take it seriously. I didn't think it was that dangerous. But now that I think about it, isn't that Misaki woman doing this?
No way. I don't think she'd go this far. But Asuka was right. There was only one person I could think of that would do something so insidious as stalk someone. There was no one else it could be. I thought back to high school and what happened when she stole Kenta from me. After my conversation with Misaki, I had gone to confront Kenta and demanded that he tell me the truth, but he only argued that he only ever spoke to Misaki when she came over to flirt with him in front of me. The second I thought that, I received a message from Aoi. You're kidding. I can't believe she would do something like this. She needs help. The next day,
I wonder when he'll be coming home tonight. He's really late. I miss him so much. I can't wait to see his face. When will he be home? I wonder how much longer I have to wait.
I can't believe it. It was actually you. You were the one that was stalking Asuka.
What? Himari, what are you doing here?
Late at night, after waiting for Asuka's stalker to turn up, I found Misaki hiding some bushes outside his apartment. Every night, she had probably been making use of the darkness to hide right outside Asuka's window, or position herself in a place where she could see inside the house using binoculars. I'm surprised she had never been caught in the act before, but after seeing the photographs last night, we decided to make a move and catch the stalker ourselves.
Misaki, why would you do something like this? I don't even know you!
Asuka, you love me more than you love Himari, right? You told me so the other night! We spent every night together since you moved here. You promised you would marry me. We were talking about having kids. I'll make you happier than Himari ever will. Please, choose me. I love you more than she does.
Misaki grabbed onto Asuka and begged him to choose her over and over. She looked deranged as she shook him, crying. I shuddered as I watched her cling to him. I didn't understand what had happened to her to make her this disturbed. It was pitiful, but I was terrified about what she might do.
Don't say that! Asuka, please, don't leave me! I love you! I know that you love me too!
If you're gonna keep on bothering me, Himari, I don't care if you're a woman. I'll do what I have to keep you away from us.
No! Why would you say that?
Himari, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go call the police.
Yeah, I'll watch her. Thank you, Asuka. Asuka went inside to call the police and to let them know that he was being stalked. The police must have called Misaki's parents because they arrived at the apartment soon after. They both apologized to us for their daughter's actions.
Let go of me! I want to marry Asuka! He loves me! He said that he wanted to be with me! Please, let me go!
Misaki ended up being admitted to a mental hospital. Even as the police took her away, she was screaming out Asuka's name and asking for him to save her. As for what Aoi had told me in her message, she reported that she had found an account online that was filled with pictures of Asuka. I'm surprised you managed to find that account. It didn't have Misaki's or Asuka's name anywhere. How did you even search for it?
That's my little secret. I know my way around social networking sites, but I don't get why Misaki was so obsessed with Asuka in the first place.
Well, it turns out, a few days earlier, after spending a few months in the hospital, Misaki's condition had gotten better. She was finally able to have a conversation with her doctor. When I met her for coffee, I heard from Misaki's mother that her daughter had told a counselor about her motives.
I was always jealous of Himari. She was smart, pretty, and was going out with the guy I'd fallen in love with. I didn't know how I could compete with her. That's why I wanted to ruin her relationship. Then, when I heard that she was going to get married, I couldn't accept that she was happy.
I never imagined that Misaki could have been jealous of me. I never understood why she was so fixated on making my life hell. But even hearing it from her own mother, it didn't make sense. I was shocked to hear that she hated me, though no fault of my own. Asuka had come home once his post as site supervisor was relieved, and we were able to focus on finishing up our preparations for our wedding. It was a small but cozy, and I was happy that we had decided to have a ceremony after all.
Himari, you're the most beautiful woman in the world. I love you.
Thank you, Asuka. You look handsome too. I love you. I've never been so happy. After everything that's happened to us, I'll never doubt Asuka ever again. One day, I'll tell you the story of how our lives as newlyweds went on.